Hello, my name is Christopher Unwin and I'm a solutions architect with Redgates Software. Today, I'm going to show you how we can remove data from a SQL Clone image prior to provisioning out into non-production environments. Now, SQL Clone is not a subsetting tool, but there may well be certain times where we wish to remove or reduce the amount of information in certain tables that we are surfacing to non-production environments. With this in mind, I have a copy of a database here, the DM database on my local development instance, and you'll notice that in the customer notes table, we have a whole host of records that are older than 2001. Perhaps we don't wish to include these values in our provisioned copies. You'll also notice that we have some values in our assignment table. Now, the assignment table is not one that we use anymore, and therefore we would just like to truncate the information from this table entirely. Now, before creating an image, I have created a modification SQL script which will delete any rows from the customer notes table where the notes entry date is earlier than the 1st of January 2001. Similarly, we're also going to truncate table DM assignment, and I have saved this script just onto my desktop. To now utilize this when creating a SQL Clone image, all we need to do is come to Create Image, choose the source of our image. In this case, I'm going to pick my SQL Server database. I'm going to open up the DM database on Win 2016. I get warned that there is classified information on there that should be masked. And now I get the opportunity to choose my delete rows.sql modification script. It's at this point I could also drag and drop in any data masker sets that I have available. You'll notice I'm also given the option to compact the image after running modifications, and where we are deleting a large amount of data, this may well be desirable. I'm only deleting a few rows though, so I will leave it empty. All we now need is the UNC path to where we're storing the SQL Clone image, in my case Win 2016 local clone images, and then we give it a name. I'm going to go with DMDB data deleted and create the image. This will then copy the files across into the virtual hard disk as normal, but then at about 82%, it will carry out our modifications, i.e. removing some of that information we no longer wish to persist in non-production. Now, a word of caution. Naturally, this is just going to be a delete or truncate operation. If your delete or truncate operation directly conflicts with, say, primary and foreign key constraints, that is something that will need to be visited beforehand so that the exact method of your script, the exact flow of your script, respects those constraints. Now that our image has been created, we can go ahead and create a clone from it. And for simplicity, I'm going to create it onto my Win 2016 instance, and I will give it that same name. We hit Create Clone, and if we now head over into Win 2016 and refresh our databases, we should notice, hopefully, that if we check our DM database data deleted database, let's open up assignment. An assignment has been truncated. Let's now check the customer notes table to see if those old rows have been deleted. Yes, now we just have notes that are entered after 2001. This allows us to have a more focused set of information that we work on in pre-production, and allows us to get rid of any old or non-useful records for development purposes. Thanks so much for joining.